Do you know? Has anyone seen the kids' film Up? Right, you know the little old man with the glasses on. I swear to you, we were playing away at Sunderland, and a live human version of the man in Up was there.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Utter Bloke Nonsense, the American FPL podcast from the other side of the pond. I'm JJ.
And I'm Rabbit.
And we are American FPL fans who want FPL content with a sense of humor and a little bit of a different perspective from the content creators that dominate the FPL field. Honestly, this season especially, I feel like the content creator bubble is crazy. And we're trying to duck that. And we'll see how successful we are or not this week. And let's get into we're going to talk about our team performances from match week 5. And we're also going to go over some storylines and look at some of the fixtures that happened during this week. So I'm going to share my screen on the video, and we're going to get right into it. Let me figure out how to share my screen on playback. There we go, screen share. All right, so let's see if my live FPL is updated. It is indeed. All right, cool. So I'll just go through my team real quick. Honestly, a little bit of an underwhelming match week, but I still got a green arrow, so I'm happy about that. I feel like my wild card kind of came in clutch here, and I have some players who are just good. Got a lot of def cons on my defenders and even midfielders, and it was a solid game week overall, I guess. Vicario, a little underwhelming. I would say the 2 goals that they conceded were slightly unlucky, but that was a very back and forth game with a 1-pointer. Got 4 pointers from Virgil and Anderson, getting those def cons. Lacroix with a slightly underwhelming 2-pointer. That's the second week in a row not getting def cons for him. The real star of my match week, you can even see the star on the live FPL screen here, was Bruno Fernandes with that 10-pointer. I'm feeling good about this pick. I think that he is a super jammy pick, and obviously a lot of people feel any types of way about him as a player. But I think for FPL, he is a really good asset. He is one of the most nailed players in the Premier League. He is very talismanic. He's on free kicks. He's on left-sided corners. And he is on penalties. And it seems like whenever he scores a goal, he gets 3 bonus points just because of how involved he is in the game. And so I feel good about this pick. And I think there's a reason why a lot of people who are wildcarding now are looking to fit him into their team. I think he, at the moment, at least, especially considering price, he might be the best premium midfielder because Salah is quite expensive and has been getting 5 or 6 pointers every game, which is okay, but maybe not worth the 14.5 price tag. But we can get more into that later. And I think, Rabbit, you'll probably have some thoughts if you are looking to transfer him out. Paketa was a punt that I made in the wild card that is not looking great. I'd say if I make a transfer, he is one of the ones who I'm looking to transfer out. Gakpo, another match week without a goal, but I'm not too worried. I think that he's a Liverpool attacker. He will probably get his goals here and there. Maybe not holding on to them to the long run, but for now I'm cool with it. Semenyo, who just rose in price again, he's 7.7 now, which is insane. Great pick in that first match week, Rabbit. But he had a 5-pointer getting a clean sheet in def cons, despite the game being a 0-0 draw, and just a really boring game overall. So shout out to him. He continues to deliver. And then, my forwards. I definitely said that I was going to captain Haaland on my the last episode here. Don't drink an FPL. I made an emotional decision at around 4 a.m. Friday evening / Saturday morning. I was getting some trauma flashbacks from Gyökeres putting 3 past us in the Champions League last year.
He did do that.
And I wanted to emotionally hedge. I'm a big emotional hedger. I do it when I gamble. Please sponsor us, FanDuel, or any other sportsbook.
DraftKings.
Yes, DraftKings.
Hollywood Bets.
Yes,
Stake.
Hollywood Bets, the great Premier League sponsor. WinBet, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Skybet.
Skybet, classic. Yeah. Gyökeres was he didn't really even have a chance. I think he had one shot where it was sort of from a bad angle, and Donnarumma really easily parried it away. But he wasn't great. He was making some good runs, to be honest. I think actually he had a really good run where he was like offsides, but he was a decoy that allowed the Man City high line to be like fake comfortable when Martinelli got him behind to score the goal. I think he's good, and I think like Arsenal kind of need him to play, so I'm not too worried long run. But disappointing this week. And Mateta and Haaland, great match weeks for both of them. Haaland is looking pretty essential at this rate. He got a goal. I believe that's 3 bonus points as well to give him the 9-pointer. Yes, it is. There's an interesting press conference after the game where Pep said Haaland is dealing with a back injury. So that is somewhat concerning. But that being said, I think I'm going to triple captain him next week. So we'll talk more about that in the topics section as well. Mateta finally scored a goal. The bench was looking, a lot of my highest scorers were on the bench, but that's okay. That happens in FPL. Senesi with an awesome DEFCON, bonus points, clean sheet, triple up. Mukiele has gotten DEFCONs in every single game so far, and he's never gotten less than 14, which is pretty awesome. I think that he is.
You got to start him.
Yeah, I know. I need
the first 15 minutes.
I know. I need to start starting him because he actually is looking pretty awesome, and I feel like that is like the content creator echo chamber or whatever. I have not heard anything about him from any of the content creators I've been talking about. And I think that Sunderland, not only do they have the best defense for newly relegated or newly promoted team, but I think that if he's gonna get DEFCONs, then I think at a 4.0 that's pretty essential. Dubravka got save points. He allowed a goal, but then he also had I think 6 saves, so he ended up with a 4-pointer, which is pretty great for a goalkeeper that allows a goal. And yeah, Bob didn't play. Might be looking to transfer him out. But yeah, I will pass the screen over to Rabbit and let him talk about his team and future plans.
Beautiful. So, as you mentioned, pretty slow week for a lot of people. I ended on 45 points, a red arrow of 3 points, down to 812,000K, or 1,000, whatever, in the world overall, which is still pretty good overall. But yeah, as you could see, going into this past week, the one transfer I did make was Wan-Bissaka to Senesi. Wan-Bissaka was set to drop in price again, which means he would have been 4.3, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to Wildcards soon, and I just don't want to deal with 0.1 less, so I had enough for Senesi, so I just sent it. And Senesi ended up being, one of the best players on my team this week. Well, actually, the highest base scorer. So, there you go. And yeah, Bournemouth just continued to be pretty good, and Senesi doing well for bonus. He didn't get DEFCONs. Oh, he did.
Oh, he didn't. He did.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's weird. I thought he just got the bonus. Yeah, okay. But yeah, He's great. We love him. Pedro Porro, disappointing. I am looking to get him out. Lacroix was annoying. He had a header off the bar in the game, which got me excited. But then I'm looking at Gahey, and he's getting an assist, and is also cheaper. So he's that's sort of annoying. But we move. I mean, my
Yeah.
Chelsea triple up is absolute disaster. We will definitely talk about that game. Salah,
Oof.
I didn't watch the Liverpool game, but just another assist. You know, it's time to move on. I think I'm getting Haaland in, and Kudus, the guy, he's got his 2 assists, which is pretty nice, but it's still just frustrating he hasn't gotten a goal yet. And the fact that he got 2 assists and no bonus points, which is sort of annoying, probably because he got that yellow card. Not great.
That's crazy to
and-
get a 7-pointer with 2 assists. That's actually wild.
Yeah. Well, that's like the first game week 1, he had 2 assists. I think he got he got at least some bonus points. I don't know if he got all of them. But yeah, Semenyo, as you mentioned, got a 5, which is okay. Mateta with a 6. It's annoying Mateta didn't get bonus points again. He was on bonus for a little while throughout the I was like, furiously refreshing the bonus point, page and being like, come on, stay on there, Mateta, but didn't pan out. And yeah, João Pedro didn't return, but as live FPL shows, a lot of people own him, so it's not really a big deal. Whatever he does. So, on my bench, Dubrovka, who we share, and NDI with the DEFCON points again, and he got the assist. Oh no, I thought
He didn't get
the DEFCON points. He got the assist. Yeah.
But still, he's looking like an awesome asset. I need to get him into my team, honestly.
Yeah. I thought I wanted him out, but I think I am going to keep him, which, I mean, this was a pretty disappointing game week for me. I've activated my wild card, and I'm going to switch over to that right now to see my current team. It's not the final one.
Okay, let's see what you're working with.
This is what I'm sort of cooking right now. So I'm keeping Raya, Senesi, Semenyo, Kudus,
your screen isn't,
and Pedro Porro.
Your screen is not up right now.
Let's see. How about that?
You're good. There we go. Yep.
Okay, beautiful. I'm actually keeping a lot of players. The thing is, well, Gabriel, double up on the Arsenal defense is what I want. I want to get, obviously, Salah to Haaland. It's happened. And I said, like, I didn't want to, like, I lulled myself into a Chelsea triple up. I knew it could have burned me because, yeah, it's just too much emotional and FPL investment for one person. And I still have Enzo on this team for some reason. I think it's just because he's a pretty good price. He's 6.7, and he gets played a bunch, and looks like he's on, with Palmer still being injured, it appears he's going to be on pens. It's on free kicks a lot of the time, on corners. So still not a bad option, even though he plays a little bit deep. On the bench, I have Tarkowski, Voltamorde, and Lacroix still here. There's a couple spots I am conflicted about. Namely, Foden. I am sort of, like you mentioned, Bruno is sort of a really good price point, but I also just hate. I still don't want to commit to any Man United asset, really. Like, I am, it's partially my bias, but I just like, Bruno's been doing okay, but sometimes he's got like a red in him. Sometimes he's like, I just don't trust him. He's like too hectic. And honestly, I'm sort of thinking Saka. If I go down from Pedro Porro to Romero, and then Lacroix to Gahey, and then Enzo to Reinders, I have enough for
Yeah.
Saka, which might be sick, but it's kind of crazy because it involves all these sideways moves, like with Porro to Romero. Like, okay, the thing about them though is that they are less owned, which I do like. I think I do want to get rid of Pedro Porro though, because I don't think he's worth 5.5. It's just pretty apparent that Romero or Van de Ven are like providing the same thing, if not more, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, he's not
And-
even on set pieces anymore, too. Or at least
Yeah.
when Simons plays, which he got benched this weekend. I honestly don't think he'll really be benched. I think he's just getting into the squad. So, yeah, I think that's worth it.
Yeah. And yeah, like the Craw is like it sucks that the 2 game weeks I've had him, he hasn't gotten the DEFCON points. But yeah, I mean, when I watched Crystal Palace, Gahey was just like he's the most forward of the center backs. He's sort of just like is like when they're like have a good spell of possession, Gahey's like sort of like almost in the midfield, which is nice. Maybe it was just the opposition that led him to not get those DEFCON points and all that. Like I said, he got that header off the bar, so I guess it could, inches would have made a huge difference there. But still on the fence about that. But I'm also just waiting to hear about Saka. Like Foden, I think is sort of worth a punt because he's just like I think Pep has a renewed faith in him. And he's been looking lively. I mean, sans the Arsenal game.
He was fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That was just a tough game for City. No, I'll get on my phone thing for a second because I'm a City fan. Yeah, I feel like if you ask any City fan, they'll thumbs up. If you ask any City fan, they'll say, yeah, Foden's back. He looked so awesome in the first 2 games that we played in the past 8 days. Last Sunday, he was great. In the Champions League, he was awesome. I think that especially against a high line, or not a high line, a low back line, like a dropped back line, like Burnley will probably play against us. I think that he maybe is even more threatening than Haaland. At least he's going to be involved in goals. I think him and Reinders. And I think that he might be our most nailed player too, at least to start, just because we don't really have attacking midfielders right now because of Cherki and Marmoush being out. And Savinho looking like he cannot be bothered. Like, I don't know if you watched the end of that game. He looked like he didn't care. I think he's on his way out, honestly. So I think that like Doku, Haaland, Bernardo, Foden is kind of gonna be like the front line that we start with moving forward. Maybe Bob gets into some games, but that probably would just mean that Bernardo moves back. I think that Pep kind of is landing on that rotation. So I like Foden a lot. I think if I could work him in price-wise, maybe I could, but I would be getting rid of Gakpo, who I don't really want to get rid of. I'd bring him in. But I think the Reinders move is nice as well, just because I really think that he'll be dangerous. I'm also thinking of maybe bringing him in. And I think that if Saka is even like 80% healthy, he's going to play 90 minutes a lot moving forward because of that Madueke injury. And that also, I mean, Arteta just loves playing Saka 90 minutes. He could be limping around with a hamstring falling off of his leg, and he's still trotting him out there. So that's just my spiel. But sorry, you can continue with your wild card.
Yeah, like it's tough because, with the Noni injury, I think Saka's just going to be played, right? It sort of just depends on the news. Like, I mean, I think there's FA Cups games tomorrow and Wednesday, so we'll see what happens there. I guess probably not too much news though, but I mean, Saka looked pretty good in the City game. So at least he looked fit. I mean, was he like totally match sharp? No, but like that's sort of Also, like, yeah, City were just being negative as hell, so it was tough. And
Yeah.
so yeah, might just go and the reason I have like still two Chelsea players in this team. Well, João Pedro is sort of like a no-brainer, but I mean, Chelsea still have good fixtures to go. Like, they haven't even reached their best fixtures. Like, game week 9, 11, 12. I think after that, I might be out. But, so that's why I'm sort of stuck on, after watching the United game, I was like, everyone get out. I was like, I'm done. Especially just because the Palmer stuff. I just can't have, it's too much uncertainty. And our quality of play is inconsistent. And now there's word that like he was actually injured, re-injured himself or whatever. But yeah, my bench, Tarkowski, pretty safe pick. He is a bit pricey, for just like not a lot of clean sheets, but DEFCON points sort of. So I'll see. But he's got some. Everton just got better fixtures coming up, and Voltemora, I guess he's sort of a punt. I thought he was going up in price, so I was just like, oh, might as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
In terms of 7.0 strikers, or around that price point, I think he's pretty good. If Muani was starting more, I probably would go Muani and then get rid of Kudus for someone else, probably. But that doesn't seem to be the case. And yeah, that's pretty much where my team is at. I know a lot of people have Gyökeres, but I'm not feeling him that much. It's just like even in the City game, he I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's worth 9.0 really.
Yeah, the price is
maybe
tough.
he's gone up in price. Yeah, it's pretty pricey. And yeah, when you're looking at, I just like to focus on the midfielders for the most part. Yeah, I guess that's just my style of play. Because when you're not like I said, when your strikers are not performing, it's even Mateta was frustrating me, even though he's not super expensive, but he got a goal here and there, but not getting the bonus. I'm just like, that's not enough. It's like for a slot in my team, I should be getting more. But maybe I have unrealistic standards. But that's the team for now. It's all right. It's not that many changes for a wild card, I guess. But I like getting Semenyo when the game launched was just huge. So I'll probably never let go of him until AFCON. And NDI is just coming so good. Didn't expect him to have this type of run. And a lot of people are hopping on Raya now, and that's good too. I just I just needed a piece of the Arsenal defense, but now I can double up. Back to the double up Arsenal days in the defense. So, and so I'm just looking forward to next week. Yeah, I was we can get into the fixtures perhaps because Chelsea shook me again. So
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna ask a question. Oh, how many transfers did you make? Do you know the total number on your wild card?
I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, that's not that many, but at the same time, that's enough to warrant.
It's worth a wild card,
I think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's that bad. I do think actually I had a couple thoughts on a couple players that you mentioned, or actually United and a couple players. And I'm a City fan, so I don't like United, but I do think some reasons why United might actually be pretty good for FPL moving forward. Their fixtures are all right. They're not terrible, but they do play Brentford this game week. They have Sunderland next. Maybe not a great fixture, but I still think they could score against Sunderland. Liverpool, which is a tough fixture, obviously not ideal. Then Brighton. So the fixtures aren't bad. And also, they're not in Europe or in the League Cup. And so they're going to be very rested and not their players are not really rotation risks; they're good ones. So I do actually think that Cunha and Bumo and Fernandez will probably get some pretty good FPL returns. And honestly, I think they're all pretty viable. Well, AFCON makes Mbumo like a little bit tough, but I still think they're all viable. And we'll see. I don't know if Amarin might be terrible. They might do really poorly. But then if he actually gets fired, then I do think that they'll get a new manager bump from whoever they bring in too.
Big Sam.
Yeah.
Taichi.
Yeah, I mean, or Nuno. That'd be also really funny if they just went for like Brexit ball. That would be interesting.
Brexit. What did they call the Portuguese version of Brexit?
Brexit with Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, Brexit ball. Bruno Fernandes could cook in a Brexit ball team. Honestly, he would be like the. I don't even know who to like Elliot Anderson or not Elliot Anderson. Like the Morgan Gibbs White of Nottingham Forest last year, where he's just pinging passes and running around all over the place. I mean, that's what he does now. But
I know.
And then Lacroix. I've waffled on the Lacroix too a lot because it seems like all three starting center backs for Palace are really good. Richards, Gay, and Lacroix. And yeah, it's crazy because I think the past 2 game weeks too, Richards and Gehi have gotten DEFCONs and Lacroix didn't. So it's tough. But I do think I'm going to hold Lacroix. Well, I'm not wildcarding, so it's not really that tough of a decision for me. But I still really do rate Lacroix just because I do think that he is like their target man on set pieces. And I feel like that goal threat will start to come good. And really, I think you bought him at 5 as well. He's only 3.3 mil more than Gehi. And I think that like slightly bigger goal chance, in my opinion, is worth it. So that's my soapbox for maybe keeping Lacroix if anyone's wildcarding and waffling on it. But at the same time, go ahead.
To be fair, Gehi almost scored. That like Mateta got like sort of the rebound from a Gehi shot.
Oh, okay.
From a corner.
Interesting. Okay.
It was almost a Gehi goal. I was like, no. But then like there was sort of some chaos, and then Mateta ended up just sort of, nicking it in. So yeah.
I do think.
Yeah, I think for the long haul, it's like probably just better to keep him. The DEFCONs will eventually come good, and he's the most likely candidate. So just gotta stick with it. Yeah.
I mean, in general, the Palace defense is just looking really, really good. I feel like that's they've emerged as a defense that you'll want to bring in. Real quick, and then I'll go through the fixtures. I feel like we should talk about, like, for me, the defenses that are looking like the best right now that are I feel good about for the rest of the season: Bournemouth, Palace, Arsenal, Newcastle. Actually,
Newcastle have a really good defense so far, but I feel like their fixtures. Their fixtures
aren't great.
Hard.
The fixtures aren't great. I want to bring in a Newcastle asset eventually, but the fixtures are tough. But yeah, I think Burn, Livramento are both really good options.
I think Burn got the 3 bonus points in the Bournemouth match.
Yeah,
so.
He did. Yeah.
Something.
9-pointer, which is kind of crazy. But and then I think Spurs, I would have said last week before this match week that they're good. I still think that they're one of the best defenses for sure, but I have slightly more doubts after they conceded 2, so we'll see. But I still think if you're on a wild card, you got to have someone from Spurs defense just because the fixtures are really good.
When Udogie, I think he started he was really bad. Like, I don't know, like, and he
Yeah.
looks like I feel like he's had some injury issues, but he looks a lot slower. It's sort of crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
yeah,
such an Ange guy. I don't know. Like, I feel like he was perfect for Ange's system, and I don't actually know if he fits into Frank's system. I think
yeah, I don't
actually,
think he likes him. I mean,
yeah,
Spence is so good. Like,
and
but that's the
Spence.
thing. Yeah, Jed Spence is just better,
I think
in most ways.
Spence is like I think more of an archetypal Frank wingback. So yeah. Also, you put something in about the defenses to target. So if you want to drop those.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about the defenses you want to have, and I guess these are the defenses you want to target. Wolves, West Ham, Brentford, they have all in the bottom three in terms of conceding so far, in terms of goals conceded, the sheer amount of goals. And yeah, I like that is going to be my plan going forward for the most part. Just looking for the Wolves, the two W's, Wolves, West Ham, and then Brentford, which is like honestly, I still think Brentford can be tough. Like, cause maybe it's just like me watching the Chelsea game. Like, even like they conceded two, I was uh I still think they could be pretty well organized. Like, and I don't know if they've just gotten there's obviously still working some things out. I think it was just in terms of like the talent they have and the talent they lost. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
like that's how things are right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think that Brentford they still have talent for sure, and I don't know
Yeah, one
about Keith
XG.
Andrews as a manager. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not. But I honestly do think that Kelleher is not a very good goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly did not really like what I saw watching. This was one of the games I watched last week. The Fulham Brentford game, and Kelleher was allowing some soft goals. There's one disallowed goal where like it was like a pretty long shot near the edge of the box that somehow got towards his near post, and it was from like way over to the side of the pitch, and it went in on the near post. I don't know. I don't think he's that good of a shot stopper, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that is really just not helping Brentford at the moment. Yeah, they gave up 3 goals on just over 1 xG, which is
Dango
tough.
didn't start for some reason. I don't know why he's not starting.
Yeah, I don't know about Keith Andrews. This is a crazy lineup. Like, yeah,
He's a
Damsgaard is
bit
good,
negative.
and Igor Thiago is good, but yeah, it's very negative. I don't know enough about Yarmouk to know
He's sort of
if
just
he's
like
good or
a
not.
he's like sort of
But
just like a like sort of box to box guy, but he's not like that energetic. He's just like he's just a guy. He's like
and yeah,
a guy who runs he's like okay in a tackle. Like he's like sort of like a perfect like 75 non-rare
yeah,
card in
in
like FIFA
FIFA,
Ultimate
yeah,
Team. Like he's
he's
just like
got like
70 all arounds. Like
yeah,
it's like
he's got just enough pace where he's tempting to bring into your squad.
yeah.
Um, I like Fulham though. I don't know. I feel like actually speaking of defenses, I don't know. They haven't come as well out in points so far. I don't know where Anderson is in terms of points. He's not in the top 10 here. But Anderson is a defensive contributions merchant. I do feel like I think Fulham defend pretty well. Their fixtures aren't like amazing moving forward, but I'm happy to have Anderson in the team. Also, I was in this one earlier. Just wanted to point out that somehow this game ended up 1-3 Leeds, despite Wolves having almost 2 xG and Leeds having less than half an xG and only 6 total shots. So yeah, I feel like Jose Sa is looking very questionable.
Fell off.
Wolves kind of have
XG
good
merchants. Where are you?
Wolves have good fixtures moving forward, so I'm still kind of interested, mostly in Strand Larson because he actually came off the bench in this game, and I think they've got to like score some goals, and I think he'll be involved. But I don't know. Oh yeah, also should mention Anton Stock, looking very good as a 5.0 mid. He gets defcons. He's just like an engine in the midfield, getting up and down the field. I think I shouted him out a couple weeks ago, but he's looking solid. I feel like if you're looking for a 5 mil, it's either him or Jaden Anthony, who is putting in an absolute shift so far this season, and I feel like flying a little bit under the radar as well. You called it with Big Ange. Yeah, this game was kind of a snooze fest.
I mean, like, didn't I say, like, yeah, I was like, oh, I have Milinkovic, and, like, I knew they were going to concede against, it was Arsenal last game, right? But, like, I was like, oh, they might concede against Burnley, too, and they freaking conceded. And, yeah, I think it's just going to take a while, or I just don't see why. Like, did you see the goal that Nico Williams scored?
No, I didn't watch this game.
It took a massive deflection, an insane deflection, and like, so it was pretty jammy. They probably shouldn't have won this game, if you ask me. But I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah, like it just looked like, I mean, just stale, and yeah, I'm just gonna staying away from Forest. Stay away.
Yeah, I do think that like Ange teams score goals, so I think eventually they will. I think Gibbs White and possibly Ndoye as well could turn into good assets. But I agree. For now, they seem like they're still figuring things out. Elliot Anderson did get defcons, which is promising again. And actually, looking at the numbers, I said it was a snooze fest, but actually they put a lot of shots on target, or they put a lot of shots out. I don't know how many were actually on target. Yeah, I feel like, oh, here we go. I feel like they might eventually come good and start to score some goals. But for now, yeah, not feeling great about Forest. Let's talk about this Everton-Liverpool game. Liverpool,
neither of us watched.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I feel like everything I heard was that Liverpool actually didn't look great. So, to be fair, it was at Anfield. Never mind. Yeah, I feel like I'm surprised that Liverpool are not pouring in the goals, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, like, well, that's why, like, honestly, my current wildcard draft, no Liverpool.
That's crazy.
Like, and honestly, like, I'm sort of, I was sort of like, oh, what if I, go to Gakpo or something? I'm just like, when Isaac starting, I think I will go there. But I just don't, like, yeah, Salah, not worth it right now. And it's, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but AFCON's not that far away, I guess. It's just like, just have to transfer him away anyway. But so yeah, I don't even think that I did sort of think about like a Salah Holland thing, but what frustrated me about my team before wildcarding was just the bench sucking, and it's just like my bench will continue to suck if I get a Holland Salah draft going, so can't have it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people have been talking about that Salah Haaland double up because of there's so many good 4.5 and 4.0 defenders that you could rotate around. I think it's interesting. I personally wouldn't want to do it for the same reason. I like having flexibility with the rest of my team, and I feel like you're really relying on two guys, and like it just won't be as fun because certain game weeks you'll just be like, well, Salah and Haaland didn't get returns, so my game week isn't great. It's interesting though. I don't know if you want to do it. I think you should go for it because it's not like it's viable at least.
I might play with
Um,
it just because like the Sala differential is like, I
yeah,
mean, it's sort
the
of
fact that
crazy. Like,
yeah, Salah. The fact that Salah is a differential is wild. Like that is just that's dangerous. I feel like
yeah,
that's going to come back and bite me and a lot of people in the butt. But
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We had a clip on social media about how Salah has scored all of his goals past the 90th minute. So I've got to stick to my guns and doubt him. Yeah, this game was interesting. I mean, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Tottenham. Brighton continue to be a good attack. I feel like they rotate guys a ton up front, so it's hard to pick any single asset on that team that is like really nailed and good for FPL. I think Mitoma and Minte both are actually solid options that I haven't heard talked about
I was
much.
thinking about Minte. I was like,
I think that Brighton are a team that are like almost fixture proof. It feels like they can score goals against everybody.
yeah.
We learned. I should have known, but we learned that their defense is not really great. I doubled up with Brighton defenders to start the season, but no, I think that people are kind of sleeping on Brighton attack. Even Reuter is looking like a solid option. I mean, he just got an assist, but for him to be starting at striker in that attack, I feel like at 6.0, not bad. Worth thinking about. West Ham Crystal Palace went about how I feel like most people would have expected. Crystal Palace didn't get the clean sheet, a little unlucky, but they won and controlled the game.
Don't click on it. Don't click on
Chelsea
it.
fan, Rabbit, we need to hear about what happened in this game.
Well, there was a Sanchez moment, a Bobby Sanchez moment in the 5th minute. Well, before the game even started, Chelsea just have a horrible record going away to United, and I don't know, it's just happened so many times throughout the years. It's happened with like Arsenal and from recent memory, like when they were like really struggling under Arteta, and we were really good with Tuchel, and somehow, Saka scores his stupid cross shot thing, and that still lives in my head rent free. This performance reminded me of that. It was just like United at their nearly lowest point. Chelsea, they struggled. They obviously lost against Bayern and did not get the win against Brentford, which sucked. But it's just like I was expecting us to just like actually do something, and then Bobby Sanchez tripping up Mbumo in the 5th minute. It was pretty obvious, and it was pissing down rain, and I knew that like the players were shook. They were just like they like it's just like, oh, it wasn't like. I feel like Chelsea are a fair weather team. Not even just in regards to like the actual weather going on the pitch at the time, but like it's just like when things are going well, they look like, really good, but like when things go slightly against them, they do tend to crumble. They have had performances over the like past season where they have overcome some adversity, but I don't think it's consistent enough because they should have just went on and honestly, they should have won this game even with 10 men. I'm going to be honest. Like I think they could have done it, but the thing that really held them back, what held the players back was Maresca being super, super negative and reactionary with his changes. Like taking off Esteval for Jorgensen. Okay, you need a keeper, obviously. Fine. Taken off Neto for Tosin, uncalled for. Uncalled for. Like it didn't. It was just like, dude. Like, okay, you need a goal back. You just like, what are you gonna? What are you trying to protect? And then Palmer, which at the time just looked like another defensive maneuver, and I was just like, you got nothing to defend. Like, obviously it came out that like he's like struggling with injury still, and like I can understand that running wanting to run Palmer around, a man down the whole time, like just burning his energy at a higher rate and for less return, really. But those substitutions really killed us. Even when Casemiro got his second yellow, which was honestly pretty funny. When he scored against us, I was fuming. And then, when he got the second yellow, I was like, actually, we might have a chance. But, like, in the second half, we were pretty garbage. Like, when it went to 10 men, we should have really... When we were both equal at 10 men, we should have went on and win the game. But like the defensive substitutions in the first half, like didn't like it was impossible to get anything going. Really, João Pedro ran like I feel so bad for him. He's gonna Maresca's gonna kill him, man. And Enzo was not very effective. I mean, but like he didn't have a lot of runners in front of him, and. Yeah, I mean, also honestly, like not to blame the weather, but like honestly, the water was starting to pool up on the pitch in the second half.
It was crazy. I saw
it was
the
getting
rain.
pretty
it was
bad,
down hard,
and it was just getting pretty bad. And I was just like, I mean, it's like like I expect the players to go through it, but I'm just like, okay, it's so wet that the ball is slowing down, and like there's water fizzing up from it. I'm just like, come on. Drain your goddamn pitch. But I mean, United, like we still could have got a draw out of that game, which is crazy. But the Trev coming up with a big header, we love that. But it was pretty disappointing, and that's like this game definitely made me trigger my wild card immediately because I was just like, I can't have a Chelsea triple up. I just can't do it. And Cucurella, I don't even know why he got subbed a 64th minute. Like he wasn't doing great, and he is better like in possession. And we weren't having. Well, we actually ended up with more possession than United on the day. But Maresca sort of killed us, and now I don't really trust Maresca when it comes to team selection, other than João Pedro or Caicedo or Enzo. Those are the only players I expect to play all the time. And
Maresca, he likes an early sub, like really early. But the past two Prem games, he's made like several early subs, and. Yeah, it's just confusing, and I mean, I agree. I don't know, especially when it comes to FPL. Like, you never want your guy to be subbed out early and on a one or like maybe even a 0-pointer if they get a yellow, like Cucurella. Cucurella. So it's just tough. Wait, did Cucurella have 1 or 0? I forget.
0.
Yeah. Not to rub it in, I genuinely forgot.
No, it's all good.
That's just tough. Like I don't know. They're good. They have good fixtures coming up. Honestly, I do think that Trev Chalobah, if he's nailed, which is a question mark, could be a good FPL asset for the next maybe like 7 weeks if you just bench him during the Liverpool game.
Yeah, like as of right now, it looks like it's just who is pairing with Trev. I think that's the it's Fofana this game, and it might be Tosin next game, but also I mean Tosin honestly this season has not been impressing me that much, so I'm willing to give Wes a run from a Chelsea fan perspective, but
Chalobah also good for Defcons. Loki, he got 10. I mean, I think that's why he's the highest scoring defender in FPL right now. But he's gotten goals. He gets Defcons. I do like him as an asset. Thinking of bringing him in, maybe for Lacroix, but I don't know. I think that Palace defense is good enough.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's look at the fixtures on Sunday.
The big game.
Yeah, I watched this Bournemouth.
There were some
Newcastle
not so
game.
good, not so big
What's
games
that?
before it. Not so big games before it.
Yeah, this game was really boring. Bournemouth versus Newcastle.
Yeah.
They managed 0.6 xG combined between two teams. Bournemouth looked like better, I would say, but they didn't really have a ton of threat. Newcastle still haven't scored a goal on the road this season. Maybe not super concerning because we're only 5 games in, but still something to be thought about, considered when you're making FPL teams. Their defense has been really good, though. They have only allowed 3 goals all season. Wow, they've only scored 3 goals all season, too. I didn't realize it was that few. Yeah, they've only allowed 3 goals all season. I think is this true? I think they haven't allowed a goal on the road either. I think that all of their away games have been 0-0 draws so far. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, I think their defense is really good. All 3 of their goals were against. Was that 3-0 or 3-2? Yeah, all 3 of the goals that they've conceded were against Liverpool too. So they're looking like a very good defense. Honestly, I didn't realize that stat. Did you watch the Sunderland Villa game?
I did not at all.
Yeah, Villa got their first goal. Yeah, the Reynaldo red, and yet Villa could only muster 1 goal against a newly promoted team.
And didn't win. Yeah, which is crazy.
With 10 men, they tried. Morgan Rogers is looking quite disappointing so far this season. I think if you have him in your team, it's probably time to move on. Ollie Watkins, I think there's still a little bit of hope, but he's 9 mil, and geez, they've looked really bad. So I don't know. I think that if you're still holding on to him, then I feel bad for you, and it's probably time to make a change.
Yep.
But yeah, I watched the Arsenal City game.
No way.
I'm a City fan. What'd you say?
No way.
Yeah, I'm a City fan. I was happy with the result. I'm not gonna lie. I think that Donnarumma allowed us to play in a style that we definitely could not have with Ederson and even Ortega in the team, where we were playing pretty negative. But there are probably maybe 2 fixtures, 2 or 3 fixtures in the Premier League season that will play like this, I think. And then away legs in the Champions League if we make it to the knockouts. But I think that having Donnarumma and being able to play this way is actually a really good tactical change for us. Now for FPL, it's not great because it means that I don't think we're going to be quite as dynamic goal scoring wise. But I do think that Erling Haaland actually kind of thrives in a setup like this because he just has so much space to run into. And as we saw on the goal, like if he's able to get in behind the defense or just run at a defense that's playing a high line on a press or just trying to attack against a team that's lying deep, he can really make him pay. So yeah, I think overall I was happy with how City played. Unlucky to concede that goal at the end. Donnarumma was somewhat at fault, but honestly, I think that technically, I don't know if it was Pep or if it was like Ruben Diaz or whoever was setting up that back line. But we were just playing. There's no reason to be playing a high line in the 80. What minute was it that they scored? The 93rd minute. We were just playing this ridiculous high line. We'd already taken off Kusanov, and so we didn't really have a lot of pace in our back line. And I think that like we should not be allowing balls over the top when we're trying to defend a 1-goal lead like that. And I mean, it was a really good finish from Martinelli. I don't even know, like, I feel like he probably surprised himself with that chip, like weak foot chip on the run, being pushed away from goal. Like situationally, I don't even blame Donnarumma for coming out and trying to cut off the angle. That was just like a class finish from Martinelli, but that's just my opinion. And also, Donnarumma saved their ass a lot that game. So, but yeah, I mean, Arsenal, I would say pretty disappointing for them to be attacking for so much in the game and only to amount 0.89 xG. They really didn't have many shots. Donnarumma made some great saves and he was awesome on corners, but they didn't really feel very threatening until they scored that goal at the end.
They didn't look for Yoke enough. They didn't look for the Yuck.
No,
he runs and runs and runs and they never find him, or they never even look for him. Like there was like one time where I don't know who put the cross in, but it was just like, well, someone got a deflection, but it was like behind him. Like, and that was sort of like a microcosm of what was happening the whole game.
I think that was a Madueke cross at one of a bunch of crosses that he put in that were just took to nobody.
Yeah, like I mean, I was watching the Hugh Wizzy stream of the game, and like he was getting so frustrated with Noni. Like he's like he does everything right except for the cross. He's had like 19 or 20 crosses and only 4 of them have been accurate over his like past like 3 or 4 games, and it's just like, yep, welcome
Crazy.
To the Noni experience.
Yeah, and Doku is beating the allegations now.
Yes.
No, actually, he was really good.
He is. Well, that one cross Doku had where like it flashed in front of the goal and no one was there.
Yeah, if Haaland was in, oh man, he breaks the back of the net, slamming it home. But yeah, I loved how Doku played. I think I haven't heard a lot of people talk about him as an FPL asset either, but I think that we have really good fixtures and he's super nailed right now. So I like him. I don't know if I can afford to bring him in. Also, I will say, like, at 6.5 around, I think Enjai is better. So if you're looking to just bring in 6.5, Enjai is better. But, yeah, I like Doku. I feel like he's a very slept-on asset. So just someone to consider. Definitely a homer, and he's also one of my favorite players. So take that with a grain of salt. But, yeah, I thought Reinders was pretty good. I actually think that 7.5 is a little bit generous. He lost possession quite a bit and was not like the ball carrier that would have been ideal. I think Doku was doing a better job of transitioning from defense to counterattacks when we did get them. But I do think that Reinders is going to be a key piece against Burnley. I feel like that kind of game is sort of his wheelhouse, just sort of like making these bombing runs in from slightly deeper and trying to disrupt the high line. So I'm thinking of bringing him in for Oscar Bob. Sad that Oscar Bob didn't really play in the 2 games that I had him, but I think he'll get his time eventually. Whether I don't know if it's this season or even with City, because we have so many wingers, but we'll see.
Okay, Saliba getting man of the match is
I got it
with that. This is why, like, did not pass the eye test, brother. He pretty much, I think he could have defended so much better on that Haaland goal. He was like backing out way too much.
Yeah.
Well, was it him that was trying to like manage the space? But it was just like, dude, like you just have to stick with like honestly, you just got to stick with Haaland. Like it's like pick. It's sort of it's not you like he didn't make a decision and like. He let the worst possible thing happen, which was like just Haaland through, and it's just like okay, you just like let Rangers shoot. Like it's just like that's the decision you have to make, you know?
Yeah. Oh, was that him or Gabriel? Now I forget.
I think it was Saliba.
Yeah, maybe it was. Well, either way, they like City. I do think that I think that between the two of them, it's probably a fair rating because for all that everyone says about like I don't know, some Arsenal fans are like, oh, Gabriel like owns the Holland matchup or whatever. Like we are literally always trying to target Gabriel in these games. Like every set piece, every or every like goal kick, every time we launch it long, every time we were like trying to play it through to Holland, it's him posting up Gabriel. So I think that he wasn't very good. I thought oh yeah, maybe he was. Maybe he was the one who caught up to Holland, but Saliba
Yeah, no,
was
it
the
was
one.
it was Saliba. He was the last one back. Gabriel was.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the goal now, or rewatching it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And Gabriel was just like really behind the play for some reson. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
well, it was
yeah.
really jammy, to be fair, for us to even get the ball. But still, like, we're not. I don't know. We didn't have anybody like that. We weren't in a position where you want to be playing like a super high line there. Like Holland's going to destroy you. So it was surprising, but I'll take it. I mean, we almost won.
Trossard starting is still weird. I don't understand this.
He was pretty good. I will say he was, especially when Kusanov came out and
Kusanov
Mateus
was
Nunes
great when
came
he was
in.
on. It sucks that he had to
Kusanov
be
was
taken
awesome.
out.
Yeah, Kusanov. I hope he's injured.
Yeah,
So,
the
we'll
foot
see how
mob,
bad the
mob
injury goes.
rating lying again.
Yeah, they like
remove.
he's so fast. He caught up to guys multiple times. He was pocketing Trossard, but then Nunes is just I don't know. He slips so much.
Nunes was pretty good when he came
falls. In. Who?
Nunes. He was pretty good when he came in.
Right.
Like when I saw him come in for Kusanov, I was like, oh, the downgrade is going to be crazy. But then it wasn't that crazy. So
it wasn't
like,
that bad.
Okay.
It was a downgrade, but yeah, he wasn't that bad. I will say he loses possession a lot because he just falls. I don't know if like there's an issue with his studs, it must be, honestly.
He's gotta get the Kukurea.
But yeah, he's a frustrating player. Like I think, or at least this season. I liked him a lot last season, but this season he's been really frustrating. But yeah, that's it for all the games, and I think we got through all the topics as well. I don't know if you wanted to discuss anything more in the FPL zeitgeist.
No,
I did want to talk about one other thing actually, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really get the Tarkovsky love, and I'm not going after you because I've seen he's really popular in Wildcards, and I just don't think Everton's defense is that good. And I think that there are a lot of...
I agree.
That, like, if you want a DEFCON merchant, then, like, there are actually a lot of them. I mean, we've talked about them on the show. Like, I mean, yeah, like, he's probably better than Mukiele, but... Like, I actually don't know how much because, Mukiele seems like a DEFCON merchant. Rodon for Leeds, I think they'll concede more goals than Sunderland, and than Everton for sure. But he's someone who seems to be really good for DEFCONs. So yeah, that's just kind of my thing.
I agree. Yeah, like I mean, I said it when going through the team. I was like, I think he's expensive for someone who who gets DEFCONs like pretty much automatically, but doesn't get a lot of clean sheets. So like, I would still take a clean sheet with no DEFCONs and conceding one goal with DEFCONs. So yeah, I just for that West Ham fixture, I think I might be trying to bench boost soon. As well.
Yeah.
I think there's like a week where it will look pretty good. Honestly, he's got West Ham, then Crystal Palace at home. That's a 0-0, baby. We love that. And then, yeah, I mean, yeah, the fixtures aren't amazing. He's like one I'm not totally sold on, but. Yeah, I guess just for guaranteed DEFCON merchantry, it's he's pretty much the best, along with Caicedo. You know,
For sure. Yeah, no, Caicedo's crazy. Yeah, like, I don't know. This is a great fixture for sure. I think that Everton will win, and they'll probably score several goals. I don't know about a clean sheet, because I think West Ham are like a little bit feisty when it comes to attacks. Yeah, I do think that this is a 0-0. I think that's a good call. I'd be surprised if they gave a clean sheet against City.
Oh yeah, no.
Same
Be
thing
bench.
with Tottenham. This is probably Sunderland.
It may be. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not sleeping on Sunderland. I'm not.
Yeah, like Sunderland have scored. They've scored. I feel like they've scored in every game, or maybe they've scored in 4 out of 5 games, which for a newly promoted team is pretty impressive. It's jammy for sure with them. Like, I feel like a lot of it is on set pieces, but they're getting their goals. And then, yeah, Fulham, I think they could. And then United away, we'll see. Newcastle at home. Probably, since Newcastle have never scored at home. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think he's a fine pick. I'm just kind of surprised at how popular he is among wildcarders. Oh, yeah, this is my team, though. I think, yeah, if anything, I'll probably transfer Bob to Reinders. And I'm sort of thinking of going Mateta to Strand Larson and open up some funds for other things. But I actually think that Mateta has a pretty solid chance of scoring against Liverpool, so I'll probably just keep him and start him. But yeah,
just without Sarr in the attack, Crystal Palace look pretty bad.
They look a lot worse. Yeah, I think Pino is still getting into the swing of things in the Prem. He's been a little bit disappointing so far. And then, yeah, Pino was hooked at halftime of the last game. I like Kamada. He's kind of a Glasner guy, too. He played for him at Frankfurt. So it's kind of crazy that he has 2 goals in his entire time at Palace. That's kind of insane, actually.
He just runs. He's doesn't really he'll carry the ball, but doesn't. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, 50 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, all competitions. That's wild. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for listening, and Daichi, play us out.
Title fight? Get in there! Get in there! You beauty! Come on, you! Love that from you. I didn't say it. No headlines. I did not say we're in a title fight. The media said that we were in a title fight.